We are a workflow company. We make native apps for Mac and Windows that are used from camera all the way to archive, collaboration, avid bin locking, but our big flagship is OffShoot, which is used by DITs to offload media on set. We do a lot of S3 with that, and we're pretty excited to announce a new integration with Storj. It's a mix, so it's definitely not only cloud-centric. For sure, that's the thing if you have the bandwidth, but it's also staggered uploading. I want to do the RAWs locally. I want to do my proxies remote. S3 is great for that because it's a great vessel. And also from a sustainability standpoint of view, we really hate expendable shuttle drives. That's such a waste for the environment. So we really wanted to put S3 capabilities into our apps so it's easy to move data into S3 and out somewhere else without having to buy and then ditch a wacky hard drive. And the great thing about Storj in that case, like most S3 providers like AWS who invented it, you have to select a region. And with Storj, it's distributed. And that's great because often a shoot, it's best to offload that media to a data center that's really close to you. But then editorial is definitely not close to that data center, right? So the great thing about Storj is that you can actually propagate automatically, or you actually don't have to do it. You just upload, and then it gets propagated automatically to every region. There's not really a notion of a region, it's just everywhere. And that means that wherever editorial is, they're always closest to an exit node. And that's really great for accessibility, we think. We've been asked by people to do S3 for a long, long time. And we always said, we'll hold back until we find a way to make it work in a way that you're already used to. And so what we finally were able to do is that we can expose S3 as if it's a drive. And also that gives you the benefits of doing full verification. And with a lot of other S3, or not a lot, every other S3 solution out there, they just use an API to push data into a bucket, and that's that. But in a media and entertainment workflow, you need to have the verification to be as robust as the verification you have locally that you're used to from hard drives or RAIDs. And we found a technology, we invented a technology that makes it possible to do a fully verified path into S3 without having to do a full readback like you're used to from a hard drive or an SSD, because that's a bit silly if you do that from S3, that you have to do a full readback. That was a waste of bandwidth. So we found a way, we invented a way to do a full verification trust into S3. And from that moment on, there's a chain of custody for all the media. With a lot of vendors, you have to think about tiering. You have to think about where am I going to place the media. The other day, we had a team that was in San Francisco, and they realized it's possible to do a bucket in New York after the fact that they had a production going on in New York. That's a waste of effort, of time. Also, if they would have realized, they would have to do a migration, and migrations are costly. So the great thing with Storj is it's just everywhere. You don't have to think about migrations. It doesn't really matter if you're on a plane, then it's still as close to you if you have connectivity. And as soon as you land across the pond, you're still as close to the media as you can be. So that really solves a problem, we think. I founded this company because there's this, if you look at the amount of creativity, let's see, there's a sphere of creativity in the world. There's a massive sphere around it of technical friction. And we try to punch holes into that and make it smaller, because there's so much, especially with cloud stuff, there's like, you cannot ask someone to, just connect to the API. That's not going to work, right? So the cloud solves a lot of problems, but not for everyone. So we try to make those problems very small and make the technologies very accessible so that people can actually spend more time on that creativity and not on figuring out workflow.